Click on the subscribe button if you have not subscribed yet, and don't forget to press the bell icon to never miss an update. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Monica here. I hope you all are doing great. So in today's video we are going to learn about a new tool that Salesforce has given us, that is Migrate to Flow. So if you want to learn about this new tool, if you want to learn about its benefits, consequences, then keep on watching. But before that, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, or if you're first timers here, please click on the subscribe button below. That will be awesome. That will appreciate me to create more and more videos for you. Now without any further ado, let's dive straight into it. Okay, so as you all know, Winter 23 release is here, and sadly in that release, Salesforce has announced that there will be no workflow rules anymore. That means workflow rule is expiring. Now you will not be able to create any new workflow rule. You can edit the existing rule, but you won't be able to create a new workflow rule. So now all the workflow rule users have to shift to flows or create every workflow rule in flow so that they can work with it further, they can update it further, right? I know all the Flownatics out there, you don't care about this update because you're already working in flow, you are comfortable with flow, you do not want to work in workflow rules anyways. But for all of those users who are working with workflow rules or were working with workflow rules, Salesforce has provided a new tool for them to migrate all the workflow rules very easily to flow. I'm going to tell you about that tool a bit more in detail, okay? And I will share an example with you also how you can easily turn a workflow rule to a flow and then edit it in the flow builder very easily. So let's start, and let me show you the workflow first that I have created for this example. So this is the workflow. Its name is account created date. Okay, so in this workflow rule, I have added a condition that if the account created date is less than or equals to 11th of October 2022, which is tomorrow, if the account created date is less than or equals to that date, then the expiry date will be a month after this date. Okay, so that is the workflow rule. Now I will show you how you can easily turn into a flow. So there's an option in the process automation which is migrate to flow. Here's the option. Okay, you have to click on that and you will be able to see your workflow list here. Now we just have to select our workflow and click on the migrate to flow button. Yes, that's all that you have to do. Okay, so let's click on the migrate to flow button, and this is done. Our flow is successfully created. Now this flow is created, but this flow is not activated. Okay, so first let's test this flow in flow builder and then we can activate this to check. Okay, so here it is. Here your workflow turned flow, and here all the examples. That is a record triggered flow. Why? Because it will be triggered when an account is created, and in the condition we have object account when a record is created, correct? And in the entry condition we have a condition where created date is less than equals to 11th of October. Okay, so created date, if it is less than equals to tomorrow, then what will happen? Then this will happen. In this, what are we doing is expiry date will be this formula. Okay, and in this formula here we have add months today and one. Okay, so that means the formula is also created automatically. We have not done anything to create this flow. We have just clicked on the migrate to flow button and it has created a record triggered flow. It has added all the conditions to it, and also it has created a formula by itself, which we have created in the workflow rule, right? So that is it. That is so simple. If you are a workflow rule user, then you can easily convert your workflow rules to flow. And now if you want to add any conditions, add something else to it, you can do it in the flow builder itself. Okay, now you can save this flow and you can activate it if you want to. Okay, but if you want to activate this, please make sure you deactivate your workflow rules because that is of no use now. Okay, so that is the example. That is how easy it is. Now let's go to the flow list. And in the flow list, now you can see there's our flow account created date. You can click on it and you can edit it the way you want to. Okay, now if you want to merge, if you want to migrate the workflow rules to Flow, there are some considerations that you should know before doing that. Okay, here are some points which I want to share with you. So first of all, the Migrate to Flow tool support workflow rules that contains these items. Okay, and these items are field-based criteria, field updates, email alerts, outbound messages, time-dependent workflow actions, rule criteria formula that's set to true, if it has equals to null or not equals to null, if it has rule criteria formula. Okay, so Flow and Migrate to Flow supports all of this, but workflow rules that contains the following can't be migrated with the Migrate to Flow tool, and you have to do it manually. Okay, and these are criteria with no defined workflow actions, global variable fields, fields on related records, record type that does not contain, includes, excludes, or within operators, the greater than or equal, less than or equal operator in pick list, formulas that use hours, minutes, seconds, time now, time value is clone or record type, if your workflow is creating task, if the relative date values in the date field, if it is multiple currencies. Okay, so these are the points. If your workflow has one of these points, then you cannot convert it to Flow with Migrate to Flow option. Okay, but you can of course easily do it with like manually creating the flow. Okay, so if there is any entry criteria in the workflow rule that is unsupported with Flow, then what you can do is you can use the decision element in the flow. Okay, so create a decision element inside the flow as the first step, and then you can recreate your workflow rules according to flow examples. Okay, now to manually convert workflow rules that use does not contain operator, use a custom condition logic. For example, create a condition that use the contains operator in the first condition and in the logic enters not. Okay, to manually convert workflow rules that uses tasks, that use to create tasks, use the create record option and create the task record for them. Okay, that is easy. Now flows support workflow actions for email alerts and outbound messages. To add these workflow actions to flow, use the action element. Okay, so with these steps you can of course replicate your workflow rule in flow manually also, but if you can do it with migrate with flow, you should use the migrate to flow first. But if there's any condition in your workflow that is stopping you from migrating it to flow automatically, then you can do it manually also. Okay, okay, so that is it for today. That was today's example. I hope you found this useful. I'll see you super soon in my next video. Till then, bye bye, take care and keep learning.